So I don't know about you guys, but I consider research for about half my day's work to look at funny videos and shit like that. It's kind of as inspiration for when you're writing, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I was just showing Frank a couple of seconds ago. You look at these like slideshows. You know, you'll get slideshows that are themed, and you know, some of them are better than others. So we got this theme here. So I'm gonna post it for you guys if you want to check it out. This thing is awesome. Let's see, it should pull up there for you. There you go. That's just, you just got to check it out.
Go through all the pictures. They're funny.
It's something like it. Boy, it makes sense in real estate and living. It's called. You think you have the perfect shot. What does it say? Hold on, I'll say. It says perfectly timed.
Perfect, but life screws it up.
It says when you think you have the perfect picture, but life screws it up in a half second flat. So it's pretty good stuff. Check it out. Hey, we want you guys to call in today. 707-330-1272.
As soon as we get our phone here.
Oh, that's right. Talking about life screwing it up in half a second. Here. All right. Yeah, I gotta get our phone. It's coming up here. It'll be here in a second. You know, I'm gonna comment on one thing.
What's that?
You know, Movement Mortgages, they're one of our sponsors, and frankly, I like the guys. I like what they do.
Yeah.
I like what they're about.
Yeah.
I'm not. You know, you may not. That's not my point. But anyways, we're not homers for anybody over here, and I just noticed that they had a lawsuit. They had to pay a fine to the state of California for $1.1 million.
Oh.
Okay, so you know what they were doing?
What?
They were servicing loans without a license in California.
Oh.
Okay?
Come on in.
Come on in.
Oh, you might not be able to get through the front.
How do you end up servicing a loan if, oh.
I guess we were wrong.
Huh?
I guess we were wrong about the door.
So how do you end up servicing a loan? I mean, if one gets stuck on your books,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, how many loans does Movement do?
Lots.
A billion.
Tons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you end up, you know, servicing a loan when you're
Yeah.
not a loan servicer. And now there was no wrongdoing. Here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
There's no wrong.
There's nothing wrong with servicing a loan.
No, there was no harm that was associated with it.
Yeah.
In other words, you were doing it, but nobody's claiming they were harmed. Now, $1.1 million. So, but they say for those who were harmed, and I'm looking through this, I'm not seeing why they were harmed. I guess it was a per diem that they were paying to these people for servicing them.
How ridiculous. Man.
I mean, just fucking
this
stupid.
is the stupidest fine I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, and so what they did is they ended up paying back $114,000 to those they technically violated.
Which is, all they're doing is collecting the mortgage payment from them.
Right.
They're not hurting them in any
Right.
way.
And then the state takes $1 million.
You see, we talked about this yesterday. It's like ever since the crash, right? Everybody's got their fingers in the mortgage and real estate industry to get money out of them
They do.
somehow.
They do.
They're just looking for ways to steal and take money from mortgage and real estate people.
You know, there's two ways of looking at this. It's all right, if somebody's been harmed, you correct that. Okay, you make them full again. Or you fine based on you fine for corrective measures. In other words, let's get it right.
Yeah.
Okay? What you don't do is fine out of malice.
Yeah.
I need my pound of flesh from you.
Right.
And I'm going to get it a half a dozen different ways. The thing is a company is nothing more than its shareholders. Okay? The shareholders are represented by a board. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the shareholders didn't hurt anybody. They're just investing. There is an inherent and intrinsic good that comes from banks. I know that's really trendy to hate banks, but there is an intrinsic good that comes from banks. They give money, so they give and they hold money, and they create wealth for others. Okay?
Right.
Now, do they fuck it up sometimes? Yes, they do. Now, what do? If there is malice, if the bank intentionally harmed somebody, that intentional harm came from management and the board. It didn't come from the shareholders. So why would you punish the shareholders, which in turn is going to punish those that benefit from the bank? The only ones you don't punish is management and the board. You're not hurting them. Again, nobody's ever been thrown in jail for this stuff.
Yeah.
you're going to find him. Ken Lay's still getting this $250 million, buyout on top of the $250 million he's made there. So I think what we've seen is punishment is basically we're going to get our pound of flesh out of you, and we don't care how we get it. We're going to take from the bank as a whole entity.
Doesn't matter if anyone was harmed.
No, and I just think there could be a smarter way of going about it.
Yeah.
All right, you want to shoot?
That's too bad for women.
Anyways, we're going to have you guys call in a couple of seconds. I see we got Ben Yost on here. We got Rob on here. Rob Planko, is it? Oh, Pico. Rob Pico. We know Rob. We got Luke Landis over here. I used to work at MM. Great leadership there. Now, I'd be curious to find out, Luke, why you don't work there right now. There could be a whole bunch of reasons, but I'd be curious to find out. When Steven gets... Is he getting our phone? My phone?
He can't find it. That's what he said. Grant is helping him. They don't know what they're
Are
calling.
they calling it?
That's what they said.
Tell him to look in my car.
Well, in the meantime, you can put my number up there. We just put it on speakerphone.
That works.
I mean, and I'll just put it over here. You'll be able to hear it. So 707-695.
Yep.
6313. Did you throw?
No, you go first.
Oh, I'm up.
Yeah.
That's me.
All
All right.
So give us a second. We're going to get another number here for you guys.
It should be updated. You'll see it change here in a second.
Okay, is your phone? Where's your
There it
phone?
Oh, that's...
We need you over here, Frank.
6313. Yep. Okay.
It doesn't plug in. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
That's why you just got to put it there by that microphone.
All right. So, yeah, we'd kind of rather have you guys call in today. The phone number's up there. It's 707-795-6313. Give us a call. Luke, let us know what's going on with you. Oh, your opportunity at PRMG. Luke, call us up. Let us know. We got Chris Gallagher. Give us a buzz. 707-695-6313. Let us know how your week's going. What do you got planned for the weekend? What are we doing for the new year? Not our party for the evening, but what are our plans for next year? You have any business plans for next year, Frank?
I do for me and my wife, for her real estate side.
But this stuff? No, just keep it going.
Yeah, no, I do need to help there, and I know we can do it. She is on a limited time, every day, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, for us, we've just got so much going on right now. I just think it's just ride the wave,
Ride the wave.
into 2018. I mean, we've got really good things happening with Keelan right now that are just exciting.
I'll tell you, I want to tell a little story of persistence here. So we've been working with Keeville, and we're trying to work directly with multiple listing systems. So we've been building this product out for 3 years. It's an interactive property search portal for televisions. By the way, it's the only one in the country. And but we've got a lot of other bells and whistles that go along with that. So with our limited marketing resources, we have 1.8 million listings on this thing right now. And we've got north of 1 million real estate agents on here. So we want them to basically pay for the premier product on this. Now, the premier product costs $29. And it will give you the marketing benefit of Zillow, which costs you thousands of dollars. Sorry, it will. It's better. It's $29, totally different business model. Now, how do we get our message out to agents around the country? Because we're just a couple of guys here in Cowtown, California. So we came up with a strategy that, it's like a loan officer. A loan officer, you got to go work with a real estate agent. The analogy would be, if a loan officer needs to work with real estate agents, you want to go to the owners of Keller Williams and tell Keller Williams ownership, I'm really great, go sign me up with all your agents. I mean, how well will that work? Probably not that good, but that's our approach. We're working with the multiple listing systems, because under the multiple listing systems, you have the boards of real estate. The boards of real estate are comprised of the owners and, the top people over at the owner's shops. And then below that, you have the real estate agents. So we figured we're going to take a top-down approach. We're going to message the multiple listing systems and basically do a trickle-down effect. We've been working with MLSs now for 2 years, okay?
Trying to work with them.
Trying to. 2 years ago, I got my teeth kicked in. I was up in Sacramento. This guy's name was Tom. The MLS is called Metro. So we ended up just calling this guy Metro Tom. Metro Tom invited us up there, literally, not to look at our product, but so he could sit there and rip my ass apart in front of his board. And he did it for 2 hours. It got to the point, it's like, why the fuck did you even have us up here in the first place? It was the most difficult conversation I'd ever had with somebody, because I honestly wanted to fight. I wanted to punch him in the face. So
Metro Tom.
Oh, Metro Tom was horrible. So, and by the way, the board apologized afterwards about his behavior, and they said, "But you did good. You did good because this is what this guy does. He's an asshole." So we went from in my 20 years in real estate lending, that was the worst meeting I had ever had for anything. But we kept going on this,
Yeah.
and then we talked to Los Angeles, we talked with Boston, we talked with New York. We're trying to build the product out. But here we are 2 years later. This is 2 freaking years, guys. And we just landed our first MLS.
Yeah.
We got them to buy into our vision. So it's called East Bay and Contra Costa, which is east of San Francisco. And they're part of a conglomerate of 5 MLSs where there's 65,000 agents in there. To give you an example, if we get 5% of the 65,000 agents, you're not going to see us on video next year.
That's not true.
No, but I mean, it's just it would be an overwhelming
It'd be
success.
good,
It'd
yeah.
be a real good success for us.
I'm looking at 2%. If we can just get 2% of everywhere we get to, I'm happy.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
But the thing is talk about persistence.
You gotta have.
I mean, we had to figure out what to say, what our marketing material was, and it was all trial and error.
We had to change the product along the way too.
Change-
We quickly were realizing this needs to do this. This needs to be like this. This is useless. This would be more beneficial. So it's been an ongoing
Change
process.
the product, change the price, getting
Yeah.
on planes, driving hundreds of miles,
Right.
getting beat up. But here's the funny thing, guys. Now that we got these first ones to buy in, okay, we now are looking at Las Vegas, Southern California,
Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. We're trying to tickle Seattle a little bit. They've been difficult. So we've got all these different areas, and it's all starting to fall. It would have been so easy to drop this and quit doing it.
Totally.
And if we didn't have so much money invested in this, we probably would have.
Yeah, we would have.
But here we are 2 years later, man, and it finally hit. It just goes to show, man, if you have an idea on marketing and you're convinced it's going to work, stick with it, because there's going to be a day when it's going to break. Who's got a greater will? You to get through and impose your will on others, or others and their will to go ahead and beat your overtures off. That sounded bad.
Yeah, but we get it.
All right.
But we get it.
All right, so give us a call here. It's 707-695-6313. Let us know what you guys are doing. 707-695-6313.
I better take my Bluetooth off and put it on so we know when it's ringing.
Dude, look at that. Look at that grouping.
Nice.
All in the wrong spot.
I know.
You're going for 18s. You killed it.
So Luke had a great opportunity with PRMG. Are you working, doing the PRMG stuff with us? I'd be kind of curious to find out, Luke. That's a double secret thing we've got going on with PRMG right now, which is really, really slick. The whole Opportunity House thing and Pre-App 1003, that's super, super neat. So yeah, give us a call. We're just going to kind of shoot darts and keep this a short day. We got a couple of meetings going on right in the middle of this, so we got to kind of motor. And I'm getting beat left and right by Frank, and I don't want to sit here and get beat again.
That's right. I'm on a roll, man. I've won like the last 4 in a row.
I know, and I used to slaughter you all the
I
time.
know. You used to always win.
Oh, okay.
You can do it, man. You can do it. Well, I tell you, man, this new dartboard's the best. I love it.
I do too. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Oh, Stephanie Spencer Ham is with us. Always a pleasure.
I saw Stephanie at lunch yesterday.
Really?
Or 2 days ago. She was taking a real estate agent out for, I'm assuming, one of the power lunches, earning the business.
I see Joey down there at Merchant Main almost every day.
Oh, no, this is
with a
at
realtor.
this is at the Thai Bistro across town.
Oh, ooh, stepping it up a little.
I went there with Grant, and Stephanie was there. Everyone says it's like the best rated place on Yelp. Again, reputation matters. And so I went there, and it was pretty damn good. So Thai food today, but we're gonna do the SNL down in Fairfield.
Oh, I love that. The lemon chicken, dude.
Oh yeah.
Off the charts. Those garlic ribs. So delicious.
God.
Bust. So let's see. What else can we chat about, man?
I'll tell you what I've been looking at
What's
lately.
out there? What's out there in the news?
Let's see. I'll tell you what I've been looking at lately.
Oh, bust.
Let's see. Oh, by the way, I did find this out. So we're talking about predictive, artificial intelligence predictive models for appraisals.
Okay.
So I did have a chance offline to talk with Casey Crawford from Movement about this a little bit today.
Yeah.
And because I was telling him about that thing that we got from the Heritage Foundation that showed that if you make a good faith effort to find an appraiser and you can't find an appraiser, then you
Right.
don't need one.
Right.
What they're really looking at is these predictive models in place of using an appraisal.
Predictive models?
Yeah, they say investors actually prefer those to just appraisals. Appraisals is going to tell you where that property, what the value is today. These predictive models are going to tell you what that property is going to be worth in 3 years.
That's ridiculous.
And well, I
They
mean,
think they can do that, huh?
they think they can. A lot of it, because they're not just looking at the property and comping it against other properties. They're looking at the age. They're looking at
Demographics of the neighborhood.
city planning, what's coming in, what's going out. They're looking
Yeah.
at potholes in the road. They're looking at a ton of different infrastructure, a ton of different information, and they're telling you not only what the house is worth today, but the direction it's trending. And that's kind of a big thing, because an investor wants to know if they're using this for an investment, they'd rather have a predictive model than they would have an appraisal.
Wow.
Because an appraisal's not an economist. He's not a bean counter.
No, he's saying this house was like it sold for this. This house
Right.
is like it sold for that. This house is.
Yeah.
It has nothing to
You-
do with
if-
predictive.
Think of it this way: an appraisal is giving you a one-dimensional view of that property. Here's what that house is worth right now. Here's what I believe the house is worth right now today, based on other properties. That's all they're doing. Okay. These predictive models are pulling in a ton of more information, and they're giving you a three-dimensional view of that property. Not only what it's worth today, what it's going to be worth in the future, based not only on other properties, but everything else that's going on.
And
in
you're
the
saying it's
community.
AI, so it's all fully automated.
Oh, it's totally automated. Yeah, and by the way, it's going
You
to
push
cost.
a button and
Yeah, it's going to cost you $50, and you get it back in 2 hours.
wow.
So there is
Wow.
a big desire to get away from your traditional appraisals and use some of these predictive models. How can you is it predicting maybe a market correction? Is it there's so many things that are not predictable.
Right.
So how can you predict when something's not predictable?
I don't know.
It's like, is this guy going to throw a ball or a strike? Well, it's going to be a ball or a strike. But I guess if you got a long enough sample of balls and strikes that he throws in certain situations, you could say there's a 70% chance this one's going to be a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But that is something that is being bantered around in in all the circles right now. Did I bust again? No.
Predictive appraisals.
Predictive appraisals.
Predictive appraisals.
So I don't know. I mean,
Johnny Fowler's on.
what's up, Johnny? How you doing? Johnny sent these great sweaters over to us. Or not sweaters.
I
but
saw the
like-
link.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
It's the Balake. You done messed up, Balake. You remember that? So those predictive models are kind of interesting. And by the way, feel free to call in at 707-695-6313.
Brian, I just have to show you what I just threw. I closed this out and then got a triple 18.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Alright, let's see.
Here's a question. Oh, here we go.
Oh, this is not for us. It can't be. Hello? God. Spam call.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So the Federal Reserve just raised rates.
Yeah.
They just did that today.
Okay.
Again, everyone is always talking about the Federal Reserve, or everyone's so damn concerned about the Feds raising rates and lowering rates. I don't see this having any connection whatsoever to mortgage interest rates.
Well, typically when they raise rates, mortgage rates kind of improve a little bit immediately. There's usually a quick improvement.
So they say they're trying.
Because of raising rates, stocks are going to take a hit with raised rates. Some people are going to jump out of stocks, go into bonds, and then you get an improvement in.
But what is this? Who is this?
Hello. Hi. Yeah. Hey, turn off your computer speakers. That way we can hear you. Yeah. If you turn off your computer speakers, it'll be.
So
I couldn't hear you. Yeah, I couldn't hear anything.
basically, what happens, guys? Is
So let me put you on
there's
speaker.
a-
Hold on.
there's like a 10-second lag in between what's going on. So if you say shit or something like that, we can go ahead and take it out.
Which we wouldn't be able to catch or do anything about it anyway. So who do we got on the call?
It's Johnny.
Oh, it's Johnny Fowler?
Yes, sir.
Hi, what's going on, dude?
Nothing. Just turned on the show, saw you guys were on. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hang out with you guys anymore because I got a instant message today from somebody saying that they're recruiting me to be part of the Illuminati.
Right on.
So, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, you should feel pretty special about that. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
I think the Illuminati's kind of big down in Texas. So are you at home right now?
Yeah, I'm in Houston. I'm at the office.
How's that working out? When do you hit the road again?
I got to run up to San Antonio next week, and then I've got a pretty big deal going on in eastern Tennessee. We just got a deal with a developer builder up there for I think 13 subdivisions and about 500 homes.
That's
So I'm going to go out there and do some marketing and get some footage and start doing some posted videos and things like that
So
to get it.
you're going to be the preferred lender in those things?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See?
Now, when
It's funny how, everybody goes like, I hate the fact these guys have preferred lenders. Until you're the preferred lender. Then all of a sudden, it's like, the coolest thing ever! The best ever!
Now, how do you, what goes into it? How do you land one of these, Johnny?
Actually, this one was not. I don't want to say easy, but so this developer happens to know of Greg Peckman in Eastern Tennessee. Reached out to him because, like, on some of our stuff that we're doing now, like we just did a little campaign after Thanksgiving, and on some of our videos that we did on a couple specific lenders, a couple specific agents, we were getting anywhere from like 25 to 40,000 views on these videos on our Facebook pages. So the traffic was coming in just incredibly. I mean, it was absolutely insane. The leads, the purchase money leads, were coming in insane, and this developer wanted to see it for himself. So we showed it to him, and he gave us everything.
Damn.
Now, are there a lot of lenders doing this? I mean, as far as trying to hit them up for their business, do they have a choice of you and 10 other people? Or do lenders, by and large, not go talk to these new developments and just rather bitch about them?
I can't answer that for everybody. I know that I would, if I had to guess, I'd say a lot of people are scared to go ask for the business. A lot of people don't want the rejection. They fear that rejection, and I've never had an issue with it whatsoever. I'm going to go ask for the business. Same thing with Peckman, same thing with Prio, all those guys. So I guess we do pretty good at it. But if I had to guess, I'd say probably people are scared to go ask for the business.
Now, are you paying any concessions to them?
No, not at all.
Are they paying?
Never.
Is there anything outside of a normal origination that takes place?
No. As a matter of fact, it's even better than that. They actually left it up to us to pick our own real estate agents. They don't have sales centers like most of us are used to. They don't have specific sales agents sitting in sales centers. It's just actual, house sitting on dirt in a subdivision, and they're hoping that people come buy it. And so they've kind of left it up to us to help with all of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's, man, you
Now, how many properties are there?
Oh, you said 500.
It's 13 subdivisions. Now it's very different. It's not like my subdivision or your subdivision, anything like that. So one subdivision may have 13 homes in it. One subdivision may have 60 homes in it. One subdivision may have 80 homes in it. But it's a total of 13 subdivisions right now that are already ground broke and properties going on. And it's 300 of the developer's properties hitting the ground, and he has sold or is in the process of selling 200 lots to other builders.
Really? So now, how
Yes,
long are you gonna have that for? Is this a 2-year project?
That's what the idea is on this. But this guy has actually been developing and building for 30 plus years in this part of the country. So it's fingers crossed. And if we do a good job, it's just an ongoing relationship.
Now, how do you determine who gets that business? Are you gonna have somebody sitting on Saturdays and Sundays down there and that type of thing, or how do the deals come in?
You know Greg Peckman as well as I do. So Greg Peckman's going to have people there 30 hours a day, 9 days a week, whatever it takes.
Right.
Making sure that it's taken care of.
Wow. Well, that's a big coup for you guys then. And by the way,
It's huge.
Here's
It's great. Every single property is going on Listing Booster. Every single property is going on KeyBoom. Every single property is going on all of the pages. It's going to be a big national campaign type thing.
Throw your pre-app 1003 text code on all the marketing material.
Exactly.
That's cool, man.
It's kind of interesting,
Exactly.
Johnny. We're speaking of Listing Booster here, real quick. It's it's a trip. Are we still on? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. It's a trip for me to see. It's like I know what you guys do with the product down there. I know the leads and how it's become. It's just a huge part of your business. You're hearing it, you're using it on, getting your new home subdivisions, marketing new home subdivisions, 500 properties that you're going to be using this thing on. And doesn't it all come down to just taking the initiative? I mean,
Put in the effort.
rather than sitting around and overthinking if it's a good or a bad idea, just go ahead and do it and let the results determine if it's a good or a bad idea.
Oh God, yes. Well, that's Chad's tagline is imperfect action takers. I see how people get caught up in sitting back, sitting at their desk, trying to plan out the perfect, exact marketing idea, and they never enact anything. I'd much rather fail at 2 and have 1 succeed than sit back and do absolutely nothing. And I'll tell you what, I'm hoping that one thing with the three of us can agree on every single day is we want this industry to be better. We want this industry to perform. Now is the great time to get out there and make these relationships, get these things moving and going, because the other loan officers are sitting on their ass. They're taking the holidays off. I'm going to hit it hard in January. I'm going to hit it hard in February. What a perfect time to go out and take all the business away from the lazy people that you can.
I'm going to hit it hard December 23rd.
I've actually talked about that a lot. Thought about it a lot the last few days. Because for the last 10 years of doing Think Big Work Small, the National Real Estate Post, we always start a campaign talking about this in November and December that hey, what you do today is going to affect your New Year. So if you want a good resolution, it starts today, not in January. But what does that say about a person when their mindset is, no, I'm going to wait till January? I mean, it's just procrastination at its best, isn't it?
It's
because people are scared, and I don't understand why they're scared. You're in the sales business. You pick to do sales. Go out and do it. And the one thing I think that people need to remember is even if your marketing plan doesn't work the first time, it's not 180 degrees off. It's 2 or 3 degrees off one way or another. You constantly got to improve and try things and find out what is working, what's not working. You look at it, and it's like Listing Booster. Hell, I brag about Listing Booster all the freaking time. $197, you let me advertise everywhere in the freaking world. So if I risk $197 a month and I completely screw it up for the first 2 months, I'm out less than $400. But there's enough people out there that'll help me that I can get it right in the 3rd month. It's just do something. Do something. Get up off your ass and do something.
Well, we've always said it. The best motivator in the world is desperation.
You know, it just depends on how desperate you really are.
Yeah,
You know,
alright.
I mean, if you're not desperate, you're not motivated.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's put it here. Your house is about to get foreclosed on. You have no income. You've got 3 kids. You've lost your health care. You're about to get kicked out. And the only thing you can do is loans. What would you do tomorrow? Seriously. And then
I'd find a way to get a loan.
yeah, then do that. Do that. You know,
Yeah.
I tell people, okay, so if I gave you $1 million today to drag to go find a person and qualify a person today, that's your only job. I'll give you $1 million if you can find somebody who says, yes, I want to buy a house, and you go ahead and you pull their credit, you stink eye them and say, okay, this is a person who's going to buy a house. If I give you $1 million today, do you think you could do it? That's the only goal you had. When you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed tonight, do you think you could do it? I'll bet you if you had $1 million motivation behind you, I bet you'd get it done about 80% of the time. Now, just pretend I'm giving you $1 million and go do it. You know, here's what, we were talking with that Tamara girl,
Yeah.
who, by the way, is the Realtor of the Year.
Right.
And Tamara's she's not part of the cliquey group of real estate agents in Solano County. She's not one of the the high glamour type of drives a Mercedes and has way too much jewelry and makeup on and all that bullshit and walks around like they're something doesn't stink. She's just kind of just girl 101, just love her to death. And she just totally cranks. And we were talking about this. And her B2B business is off the charts. Like she goes to every place that she frequents. She pulls deals out of them. So now she's doing this cross fitness training. She's pulled 6 deals out of there. She goes, oh, you have no idea how much money I've made off that place. It's crazy. And she does that with every place she goes. Now, here's the deal. I mean, why not go into, if somebody says, well, what do I do? Why not do this? Go find the small businesses, the places that you frequent on a regular basis, and go in there to that owner who you kind of know, kind of don't know. He sees you there enough and say, hey, listen, I want to be the preferred lender for every single person who you come in contact with. Say, look, I want to get my intentions known up front. I'm great at what I do. I want to be your preferred real estate agent for whenever anybody who wants to buy real estate. I want them to find me. And it's the whole B2B stuff. And here's what I want to do. I want to take your business that I frequent all the time. I come here because I love it. And I want to share your business with everybody that I know. So when I know anybody who needs a tire change, this is so Frank's thing, who needs a mattress, who needs to get flowers for Valentine's Day, who wants to go grab a beer after work, whatever it is, I want when those people need those things to think of your business. I mean, imagine as a small business owner, if somebody came to you and they were just that clear. Here's what I want. Frank, your business, I want everybody who to buy a house for me. But in return, I'm going to make sure I get everybody to go to you for what you service.
Sure.
No small business in the world would say no to that.
Why would you?
But here's what we're relegated to. We're relegated to a cork board that's right next to the bathroom down the hall where people stick their card on with a pen. You're laughing because it's true. That's where it always is. It's always next to the bathroom.
Right.
And it's on a cork board, or they got a bowl in the front with a bunch of cards in it, which nobody ever uses. I mean, why not? That's something you could do today, and it would work.
It does work.
As would anything else.
Without a doubt.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
hey, Johnny, let me ask
without
you
a
this.
doubt.
So,
Hell, that's sort of on the same lines as Frank's Coop Out.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
that's what it's doing. Is it's giving it legs is what it does more than anything.
Yeah, you're making that relationship.
So, we opened this up talking about we're working with MLSs. We got beat up on MLSs for the first year. And, now we're starting to find legs. And I'll tell you what, everything's popping now. Like, everything's hitting. We didn't hit shit for over a year. And now we're hitting on everything. It goes like this. Do you remember this? Give me the camera here, Andrew. This was the old Carl White thing. And when you're thinking about any of your marketing, think of it like this, okay? If I have to get to the opposite side of this room, because that's where success with my marketing campaign is. I got to get to the other side of the room to hit success. Here's what people do. People start going towards it, week after week, month after month, month after month. They don't ever get to that point where success is at, where you touch the wall. So they turn around, they go back, and they say, okay, I'm going to try video blogging. Then you say video blog, and it doesn't work. So you turn around and you go back. And then you say, oh, I know what everyone's talking about, Funnels. Let's do funnels. There you go, funnels. You know, and then it doesn't work, and then you go back. And what happens is you never see anything through to its end, you know? And when you don't see it through to its end, then you're never going to find the success that you're looking for. And here's the thing. If you're doing what the marketing flavor of the day is what people tend to do, we're going to video blog, we're going to Facebook, we're going to funnel, we're going to do, you know, whatever it is. If you're doing what everybody else does, that just means that your message is getting diluted from your competition. You need to do something that everybody else is not doing in order to stand out. I mean, I think that's...
Well, and you also need to do 100% on whatever it is you choose you're going to do. If you half-ass everything that you're going to do, you need to expect to get half-ass or worse results.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I'm seeing a couple of comments up here, and I was going to ask you about this. I got Kevin Bilberry says, whatever happened to the CFPB? And then down at the bottom we see Chris Gallagher, and he says, I was reading, and somebody mentioned that the CFPB is not happy with co-branding with real estate agents. Is that true? Okay, so I want to answer this. Richard Cordray, the ex-president and head of the CFPB, was not fond of co-branding with real estate agents. His exact words were, Sure, it could be legal. I just don't know how. But that was Richard Cordray, and he's gone. And we have a new director of the CFPB, Mick Mulvaney, who has put a freeze on everything for the next 30 days. Mulvaney's position, not necessarily with RESPA and co-branding, but his position with the CFPB is that he's going to enforce actions against companies that harm consumers, and he's going to get out of the way for the rest. So when you're talking about co-branding, are you harming a consumer there? No. If you're redlining, if you're giving higher rates to people of certain ethnic backgrounds, are you harming people? Yes. You know, so are you padding rate sheets in different neighborhoods? Yes, you're harming people. So I think we're going to see an interpretation of RESPA and marketing with real estate agents. It's going to look drastically different than what we've seen over the past 5 years. Keep in mind, before 5 years ago, HUD had control of RESPA. They had no problem with co-branding with real estate agents. It was only until Richard Cordray, the CFPB, came in the last 5 years. Now, Mulvaney's not going to be the head of the CFPB for much longer. He's going to be out because you're going to have a full-time appointee. The next appointee is going to have that post for 5 years. That post begins in July 2018. That means you've got 5 years, 6 months of not worrying about co-branding with real estate agents right now. Could somebody come in after that and could we have a problem? Yeah. But for the next half decade or so, you guys are going to be okay as far as I can tell at this point. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it certainly looks like the winds have changed as far as, you know, RESPA is concerned. You know, you're right. Cordray definitely had a hard-on for everything and everyone.
Right.
And was literally looking to try and find as many companies, people as possible for as many, you know, infractions as possible, whether they were existing rules and laws that we've been living with forever, or ones that he just wanted to make up on the spot,
right,
and decide this isn't any good. So
right.
It was really, really out of control.
Well,
really out of control.
Well, because you do remember early on, you had the Mortgage Bankers Association. They were coming in and saying, "Hey, we want clarity on some of these rules."
Yeah.
And can we just assume that we can use HUD's interpretation? And he said something to the effect of, and I'm paraphrasing, "No, you cannot use HUD's interpretation. I don't know, but it's going to be different with me."
Yeah.
And he never told us what it was going to be.
Yeah.
We only found out it's the whole policy through punishment. We found out what you couldn't do when he rained down hell on a company.
Right.
That's pretty much how you figured the whole thing out. So,
right. Somebody else asked up there what's going on with the CFPB and Zillow. And so obviously at this point, like we've said before several times, just, you know, that's going to be on hold, you know, for now. And Zillow for sure is just going to kind of sit this one out and see what happens. But
I would be willing to bet you nothing's going to. I'd be willing to bet you anything. Nothing's going to happen with it. I think that thing's dead in the water. In fact,
Let's see what else we got.
In fact, the CFPB has already come out and they've dropped a couple of their pending actions that they were taking. So the actions that the previous administration at the CFPB had started. We've already dropped those, and I think Zilla's going to be a big one that's going to drop. Yeah, it's nothing's going to come of that right now. Anything else?
No, not anything up here.
All
What
right.
did I see?
Well,
Marvin, Colin, what do you guys use to switch your cameras? We use Andrew.
Oh,
He sits right over here.
you gotta get somebody who's about 25 years old to start with.
Yeah, here, Andrew. Here.
Oh, here, yeah. Oh, here.
Here, let's see.
I switched it to the whole room inside. I'll put it
Oh,
on.
no, let's go to you. Let's go to you. Are you on?
Yeah.
Is that you? Yeah, we use Andrew. So you just got to buy an Andrew. If you buy an Andrew, you can switch cameras like crazy.
Hey, listen, guys. Tomorrow we're going to have one of my close friends, Joanna Lockhart's coming in, and she's done for years home warranties, and she's done title and escrow. And you're going to say, who cares about home warranties? You'd be surprised some of the stuff that you can do. You'd be surprised some of the stories she's got with us. She's a great interview, a great conversationalist. One of mine and Frank's best friends since we've known her. She's been in the business for
Long time.
10, 15 years. Super cool. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun for us and very, very informative stuff for you. So you will know everything in the world about home warranties, and she'll answer any questions, and it's much more than the $350 or $400 purchase. So we'll have that tomorrow at 11. Is Johnny still on?
I don't think so. Still there, Johnny?
Okay.
Nah, he left.
All right. With that said, guys, we're going to have to bail out here a little early because I got some stuff I got to get going on. And again, we have another multiple listing system. Like I said, we stuck with this crap for a long time. We got the right people in place. Oh, and and Lisa, who's on here right now, I can see it. When she first came on, I'll tell you this: when we trained her to work with multiple listing systems, she has no history in real estate. She has no history in lending. She has no history with multiple listing systems. And when she came in here, I said,
So she was perfect for the
And
job.
when she came in here, I said, I have no idea how this is going to work. But I knew we had the right person. And she's proving to be that. You just see, you can't train hustle. And here we are 6-7 months in with her, and we've just turned this whole thing around. We've righted the ship. And in fact, what we'll do is we're going to bring Lisa in here next week, and we'll talk about, her stick-to-itness and what she's learned in real estate. But anyways, we're going to let you guys go today. Hey, if you're meeting us for the first time, make sure you hit the Frank and Brian. You like the Frank and Brian site, so we'll let you know when we do this every day, which is at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you jump in there with our Listing Booster product. I can't stress this enough. We just had Johnny Fowler on here. And Johnny's talking about how this was, instrumental in, marketing these new home subdivisions he's got. Over 500 listings. Do you know how much business is it? He's going to be able to pick and choose his own real estate agents for 500 listings. Try this one on for size. Hey, excuse me, Frank. Hey, excuse me, Realtor Frank. How are you?
Fabulous. Could be better.
Hey, listen, I was thinking I'd like to work with you. I'd like to earn your business. Could we start by doing that? Because I've got 500 listings for you. Would you work with me?
I'll do anything you want, Brian. Name it.
Right. Frank, you just brought up a great point. Listing Booster will get you laid. I'm just kidding. No, seriously, guys, it's not the product that's going to make you win. It's your winning attitude with the product that's going to make you win. Look at the Listing Booster. It really is changing careers out there. If you're having a problem finding your way with Listing Booster, go to Mortgage Shots Kills, go to the Listing Booster users group, go to our webinars that we're holding on a regular basis. In Mortgage Shots Kills, by the way, we've got no less than 20 recorded webinars for different strategies from different people around the country, all of which are tried and true and proven. Jump into Listing Booster, reach out to us, or let us reach out to you. And the product just kicks ass. There's just no two ways about it. And with that said, we'll jump into tomorrow at 11. You cool with that, Frank?
I'm cool with that. We'll see you guys.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.